So mind map is a very good technique for brainstorming. Today we will get some hands-on experience using a new tool. Now we can look at some best practices. So now all these customizations or configurations you did will be added. This is how to create the ledger. Hello fellow quality engineers. Welcome back to QE Bro. So last week we discussed about some important stuff related to test design techniques. So today also I'm going to talk about some important things. Today we are going to look at a new tool. So yeah, for the first time in our video series, today we will get some hands-on experience using a new tool. So today we can see how we can use a mind mapping tool. So when it comes to mind maps, I hope all of you have heard about mind maps. So mind map is a very good technique for brainstorming. So what is brainstorming? Brainstorming is like when we discuss about something, when we have multiple people there, so different people will look at the problem at different perspectives from different angles from their views. So same we can apply for our quality engineering aspects as well. So when we design our test cases or when we plan our testing, if all the team members can join that and if we can do some brainstorming, so then different people will give their opinion from different perspectives. So that will be more valuable than one single person is trying to plan everything. So but here the quality engineer will drive the things, but the other people will also share their ideas. So last week or the week before that we discussed about the test plan, which I mentioned the first step in our the quality engineering the practice, where we when we get a new project or when we start on a new project, so we start with the test plan. So at the test plan level we decided like what are the different types of testing we will perform and the other criteria as well. Then we are at the test designing phase. At the test designing, I mentioned that we can use test design techniques too. And also, you can do some brainstorming and you can develop some mind maps or some other output based on your requirements. Mind map is one such thing which I prefer to do. When I work and when I do test designing, I start with a mind map because then I can see the big picture and I can elaborate everything very easily. Instead, like let's say without mind mapping or designing, so you just go to test case writing or test case creation. Yeah, okay, let's say you use the test design techniques. But still, when you directly start with test case creation, there's a high chance where you will miss different things. Mainly like since you can't see the big picture there, and you might miss about these integrations and those stuff there. But if you can create some mind map or some diagram or some design like that, so you can capture the big picture there. And also if you do brainstorming and if you do reviews with these mind maps and designs, so then everyone will collaborate there and share their ideas as well. So then it will be easy since you have this big picture in your hands. From this you can derive your test cases, yeah, using the test design techniques too. So as I mentioned, so mind map can be a very good brainstorming tool and also you can use it for your test designing. And one thing to remember is we don't create test cases at the mind map level. So this is only for the high level scenarios. So after that, looking at this mind map, you can derive test cases and you can start writing your test cases with the steps. So this is one step before test case writing. So previously if you directly go and write test cases, now you can follow this method. So now let's have a look at how we can create a very good mind map. With keeping the things in mind, which I mentioned earlier, now we can look at some best practices which we can use while we create mind maps. So previously also I mentioned in mind map we don't write the whole test cases. We are using mind maps to present the different scenarios or to identify different scenarios. So the first best practice comes with like use single words or uncomplicated phrases. So this goes with the same scenario which I mentioned. So in mind map, don't try to put complete sentences or full paragraphs. So use some uncomplicated phrases or single or just couple of words to just to elaborate your scenario. Once someone views your mind map and then they see this particular phrase or the word, so then they can get the clear idea what this refers to, but not the whole test cases or paragraphs. So I hope it's clear. And also, if you can use some graphical representations, maybe different colors, different icons, or different font sizes or colors likewise, if you can use these graphical representations in your mind map, it will be easy to send your ideas to others. Because like if all mind map have the same color and all the text are same size, and likewise if you have, in that case when some user come to your mind map, it will be like very hard because everything will be on the same, so the users need to go one by one. But if you might have used some separate color coding for some parts, and maybe you have bold some text, and also if you have used some icons or something there, some colors, so then when someone look at your mind map, those parts will quickly catch their eye. So if you want to highlight something in your mind map, some important parts, so then try to use different color coding. So to separate those things, or maybe groupings. Likewise, there are different features available in your mind map tools. So try to use those. But again, don't complicate things. So like if you use for all unnecessary things, if you use different colors and different icons and images and put everything there, again it will be very unclear, because like when some user look at that, so he says it's like everywhere different colors, different images and different things there. So again it's very complicated, so it will be very hard again to understand. So you need to keep in mind that you need to keep these things simpler, and also you need to try to convince your idea by separating these different ideas using these colors and symbols. So you need to use these features very consciously, not just go and use all the features available. Try to use whatever need only when it needs. And also the third best practice is to use cross linkages. So this is to represent the dependencies or some relationship between two ideas. So in your mind map, we have different branches. So if you need to represent some dependency, maybe for example, branch 1 will depend on branch 2. So in that case, you can use a cross linkage where you will show the dependency using a relationship, and also maybe preconditions. Actually, this depends on the type of your mind map. So if I created this for test designing and to share the test scenarios, so yeah, maybe some preconditions or some dependencies you can show. And also if you show some risk diagram, so in that case, if this particular scenarios depend on another risk, so those also you can represent. So it depends on how you create the mind map. However, keep in mind that there are features. If you use these features, it will be more useful for the viewers of your mind map. Next, when talk about the different tools available for creating mind maps, if you do a simple Google search, you can find hundreds of tools available. So this is some Google results which I found. So all these are different mind mapping tools. Please note that I am not promoting or marketing any of these tools. I am just sharing my experience using these tools and sharing knowledge on how to use these different tools. So there you can find hundreds of different tools with different advantages and disadvantages. Like some of these tools are free tools and some of these are commercial tools, and different tools have different features. Now these days, some of these tools come with some AI integrations as well. And also some tools like Xmind have both free and commercial license. Under the free license also there are most of the features available, and only some features will be blocked for the license tool. And also they have a 14-day free trial, so you can give a try. So I have used the Xmind tool. So today for this video I will use Xmind. Maybe later in some other videos I will try to show you how to use some other tools as well. The famous, the can now also provide you mind mapping, the Microsoft Visio. So likewise there are so many other tools as well. However, today I will use Xmind. So you can download the Xmind application from their website xmind.app. So here they have some other resources as well on how to use these tools and everything, and also pricing information, those things they have mentioned in their website. And from this download section you can go and download the tool based on your operating system. So in the download page you can see the download option is there. So from here you can download it based on the operating system, and it Supports almost like all the operating systems like the Mac, Linux, iOS, Android as well, and Windows. So I hope everyone can use Xmind on their platforms. Okay, so after you download and run your Xmind application, so this is the first view you will get. So here they are providing some already created templates for your use. So if you have previously used, so under the recently used, you will be able to view that one. And under that you will see, so if you are a first time visitor, you will not see this recently used, it will start from the basic tab. So likewise here there will be a lot of different templates available. So you can use one of these templates and then you can start creating your graph. There are so many options available, like you can create mind maps, logic charts, brace maps, and also fishbone diagrams, tables, graphs. Likewise, there are so many different options available under these templates. So based on your need, you can select each. So if you view the basic section also, under that also you can see organization chart, tree chart, the fishbone diagram, timelines. Likewise, there are so many options. So since we are going to create a mind map for our test designing, I will select the mind map option. So from here under the basic, you can select the mind map option. So once you click on that mind map option, so it will open the mind map and it will have some data because you selected the template. So this is your working area. So mainly there are a couple of parts. At the top you can see the header where you have different options to create different elements. I will show these things. And you have the right panel where you can do the customization for the selected element. And this is the main area where you will create your mind map, the working area or the canvas. And at the bottom you can see some stats, the added number of elements and the zoom in options, and likewise there are different stats are also there. So here on the right panel, as I mentioned, now you can do the customizations for these selected elements, and you can see there are like 3 tabs. So now only the map option is enabled and the style, those are disabled. That's because I haven't selected any of these elements. Now I'm by default on the canvas. So this map tab is enabled now because this is related to the canvas, the background and the other stuff. So now you can do the changes based on that. You can maybe change the color theme. So there are different color palettes available. From here also you can select. So based on that it will change the color of the elements like that. And also you can change the background color. And also global font, branch line width, likewise there are different options available where you can do customization. And then if you want to customize one of these elements, maybe the text or the color in that or something like that, in that case you need to select the particular element. And now you see the map tab got disabled and the style tab got enabled. So now all these customizations or configurations you did will be added only to this particular element. All the fill color, border color, the shape, likewise you can do the necessary changes, and all these changes will happen only to this particular element. So here you can see the main item, the central topic. So this you can use as the parent topic. Or like for example, let's say in your test designing, for example, let's say you design this for the login. So now you are creating test cases for the login scenario or the login component. So maybe you can use the central topic as login. Then based on that you can then change different subtopics. And also another scenario, let's say if you are creating this test cases or you are doing this test designing for the accessibility testing, then the central topic can be accessibility testing. Then after that you can decide the subtopics based on that. So likewise, always you can decide what the central topic is. Either you can create one mind map for your whole application, or then in that case it will be very big, or else you can create multiple mind maps for each components maybe, or else maybe based on different type of testing, like as I mentioned, like different mind maps or different unfunctional testing. So likewise you can decide it. And also maybe you can create later one mind map where it will connect all these mind maps together. So that is also possible. So it depends on what you need and what you need to achieve. So it's all up to you. So however, in the middle we have the central topic, and from the central topic we are creating these subtopics. And then from subtopics again you can create subtopics as well. Okay, now let's see how you can add these topics, subtopics, different relationships, and all those things. So, like since it already had the central topic, if you need you to change this particular text in this particular shape, so if you double click, it will open this in the edit mode where you can change the text or you can rename. So since today I don't have any sample application to do the test designing and to create a mind map, so I will use one of our last videos where we discuss about different types of testing. So there we created different categorizations, and under that we discuss about different types. For those categorizations, I will create a simple mind map so it will be easy for you to remember as well. So as I mentioned, if you double click on this particular the shape, it will enable you to rename it, and then now you can type anything you need. So I will add as testing types in as our the main topic. So now the main topics is done. Then you need to create subtopics. So to create subtopics, you can click on this particular the main item, and there is option on the top to create subtopics. So either you can create subtopics from this option, or else if you click here and if you hit the tab button on your keyboard, it will create a new subtopic. Okay, so now I hit the tab and you can see it created a new subtopic called main topic file. Similarly, now these things you can edit by double click on this, then it will enable you to read. So as I mentioned, either you can create another subtopic from here as well. So now you can see once I click that, it created this main topic 6. So this is the parent topic and these are the child elements. So I hope those things are clear. So then you can edit those things as I showed previously. And also for this subtopic, you can create more subtopics. Again, the same thing. Either you can do it from here on the top menu, or else you can use the tab subtopic 1. And also for this, you can create multiple subtopics. And then for the subtopics, you can create again subtopics inside. Likewise, you can create different levels into that. And also you can do all the configurations, so all the customizations for each subtopics as well. The shape, the length, the text, color, everything you can do. So now you know how to create topics and subtopics. And maybe I mentioned that they are at the best practices I mentioned, we need to use these linkages. So I mentioned that. So you can show these different dependencies between different items in the mind map, and also maybe like the preconditions or those things also you can show using the linkages. So now let's see how you can show these linkages. So for the example, let's think this subtopic 2 depends on this main topic 3. There is kind of a dependency. So in that case, if you need to show that relationship, so there is option called relationships here. So you first select the subtopic 2 because subtopic 2 depends on main topic 3. So in that case, this is the dependent object. So this is the dependency. So subtopic 2 is depending on main topic 3. So in that case, we click on the subtopic 2 first, then click on this relationship icon here at the top. Now you can see this dotted line. So if you go to any of these elements, it will show the dependency. So then you can click on the place where you need. So we need main topic 3. So now anyone can see when looking at the mind map, now everybody knows subtopic 2 will depend on the main topic 3. So that is how you can use these linkages to show the dependencies between each items. And also there is another option, like maybe there can be some categorizations or grouping you need to do. For example, let's take again, this was kind of a whole mind map for the login component. So these things are like the feature testing or the functional testing, different scenarios. And these two scenarios are non-functional testing for under accessibility. So in that case, it will be very clear, like if I group these, isn't it? So instead of having it like two separate elements or entities, if I group these things, so then anyone who looks at this mind map, so he clearly knows, okay, these things are grouped with it. These falls under the same category, like so it will be very easy to identify. So in that case, we can do some grouping. So you can select multiple elements using the control click in the control key on the keyboard and you can select multiple elements as you need. And then now you see the summary button was enabled. So now you can click here at the top, the summary. And now you can see it added this particular new part. So now it grouped. And now you can double click on here, add any text you need. So I added as new group for the example. So that is how you can group things together in mind maps. So now you know how to show the dependencies or the relationships, and also now you know how to do grouping in your mind map. Then again, if you, let's say this is one way I can do the grouping, and also if you want to do another type of grouping, maybe there is another option. Again, same, I use the control button and click multiple items together, and there is an option called the boundary. So using the boundary also, I can group things together. Another option. So here now you can see those two was marked with this dotted line. The area was marked separate. So those are like two ways you can group things together. So this is like actually like when you do summary or something, you can use this, and also it depends. So however, both you can the both ways you can use to group things together. So these are few options you can use in the Xmind app, and also there are another things like the marker. There is a marker option here. So I select one element and then I went to the marker, and now you can see it enable me a lot of icons and different things. So these things I can maybe like use different these colors. For example, let's say I mentioned that when you create the scenarios, maybe you can mark those under severity. You can mark this whether this scenario is critical, high, normal, low. Likewise, you can mark using maybe these different. And also, if you want to flag different items, maybe if there are risks associated with those things, you can mark those things. And also, maybe there are different other symbols as well. Then you can use maybe for the risk items you can use this particular symbol, or if you have some questions which needs answers, so you can mark those things with these symbols. So when you present your mind map, then it will be very easy for the team to see the items with these questions. Answers are needed likewise. So based on your the project conventions, you can use these different items. So done, you can mark like this, and also manual testing, automation testing, the scenarios which were selected for the automation testing also you can mark using the different these icons. Likewise, you can do. So however, you just need to click on what the icon you need to add, and then okay, now let's add this risk item. I clicked on the symbol, and now you can see the particular symbol was added to the particular element. So let's add another icon here for this particular topic. I will add a star. So now you can see the star was also added. And not only the icons, you can add some stickers as well. So there are a wide range of stickers available. So those things you can add. And also some illustrations also available. So you can decide what you need to add based on these available options. Okay, so that's how you can mark different items with different icons for better illustrations. And then there's another option under insert. If you go to the insert and check, you can see different items like notes, labels, tasks. You can add links, attachments, again stickers, those things you can add, and also equations. So if you select on this particular item and then if you go to insert, then you can add notes. So if you have anything extra to add, so because under the best practices, if you can remember, I mentioned don't create huge text in this particular the mind maps, but still you need to add some extra notes for this particular scenario or item, then you can maybe add a note. And also if you need to label these different things, okay, I will add a label. So now you can add the text. I will put as new label. Now you can see here the label is showing. So likewise you can add different labels and with these associated topics. And also other than that, you can add different other options like the tasks and also the links. So you can link something here. So next time when you click on this particular icon, it will open the particular web page. Likewise, there are different things you can add. But one thing to remember is don't complicate the things. Yeah, the tool provides all these features for you to ease your work, but don't complicate things by putting all these things in mind map, because we create these mind maps and we do every these things to make our life easier, not to complicate things. So if you put every these groupings and links and all these illustrations, stickers and everything, and if you make it worse, it will make your life worse, because again now when you view the mind map, it's very hard to identify these scenarios and the relationships and all. So in that case, keep in mind that don't complicate things. Always try to keep these things simple. So anyone outside your project or outside your team also, when they come and see you at your mind map, they can see the whole big picture. So this is the mind map again is a very good way to showcase about your project. And when you do knowledge transfers and everything, then it will be very easy to share these mind maps, because anyone, so even a new member who joined the team recently can go through the mind map and he can quickly grab those things instead of going through those the requirement documents and everything. Maybe he can have a quick glance at the mind map and get a rough idea. Then he can go into the things in detail. But this mind map will give a quick glance and everything at the big picture very easily. So that's why I mentioned don't make things complicated. So always try to keep things simple. So then it will be very easy to derive things through these mind maps. And also if you want to present this mind map at your meetings or anything, there is option. So where you can use the pitch mode to present your ideas. So these are like the main features available for the creating of the mind map. After creating the mind maps, again use versioning properly, because once you create the mind map, you need to share it with your team and do the brainstorming and do the reviews. So based on your review comments, you need to update the mind map. Once you update, make sure to version this, otherwise you will lose different versions and you will be, at the end of the day, it will be very hard to identify what version contains the new changes. So in that case, do proper versioning. So this is not only for the mind map, so I mentioned earlier as well, for any documentation you create as a quality engineer, have a proper naming convention and also have a proper versioning. So for the test plan also, if you can remember, we did this versioning. Similarly, you need to do the versioning for the mind map as well. So then it will be very easy to keep track of these things. And also one thing I forgot to mention, so we add these different icons. So it's better to create a legend here. So then anyone who are not at this meeting or who later join the project, or even you later, can easily refer to the things. So say if you have a small legend at the corner, so at the legend you shows what these icons mean, what these color codings mean. If you use different color codings for differentiate things, then have a reference to that. Definitely keep track of these different icons you need, what this particular icon means. So because the other team members might have no idea about why you need to, or why you use this particular icon. So then if you mention it here in a legend, so then it will be very easy for the anyone else who is referring to your mind map. And then also again at this corner there is option for the saving and sharing. From this option you can save, or then you can export it as different formats. You can export it as a png, svg, pdf. Likewise there are different options, but you can see the look icon. These options, these formats are not available for the free version. For that you need to buy the license. From here also you can subscribe, and I saw that it's available for a 14-day free trial. Maybe you can try out the free trial. And also you can print, and also there are some other options as well. And also these all insert and configurations you can do through this the particular the menu as well. So I hope those things are pretty clear for you guys, and the usage, or how, why you need to use a mind map. I hope these things are clear. I mentioned that when we add these icons or color, so it's better to have a legend. So legend option, there is no need for you to create manually. From the tool itself, they provide it. So now I mentioned under the priority, I used 1 and 2 options for the manual and automation. So if I click on this show legend, you can see it will add a legend to our canvas. Then you can move it around and you can add it to anywhere you like. So likewise, you can automatically add the legend based on the different icons you have used. I used 1 and 2, so those are available in the legend. Double click on the legend and then it will open in the rename view. So you can rename these legend icons as well. Maybe like I will add as step 1 and step 2 likewise. This is how to create the legend. So this is a small mind map I created. I don't going to waste more time here now. Like I showed you how to use all these different the features available in the Xmind tool, and then you can either print this or you can save this from the free version into the PNG or the PDF, and you can rename it based on the naming conventions you follow in your project, and you do the proper the versioning, and you can share it with your teammates for the reviewing purpose. So I hope the things are clear. Today it was a very quick video, so didn't last long like last couple of videos. I will keep this short because I don't want to put any more things here and complicate things or to mix things up. So this video now you know how to create a mind map, so you can very easily start your test designing with your mind maps, and also after that you can use the test design techniques, and then you can start creating your test cases and you can prepare your test data accordingly. So now we have moved one more step in our journey. So the next step will be creating test cases using following the mind map. So the mind map have the test scenarios. Looking at the scenarios, now you can derive the test cases and you can start writing the test cases. So I hope all things are clear. And if you have any issues related to the things which we have discussed today or anything related to one of our last videos, so you know how to reach me out. Either you can comment things in the comment section or else you can drop me an email at qvbro.pro@gmail.com. I'm really happy to help you with all your queries. I will stop from here for today and hope to see you soon with a new video in our quality engineering journey. Happy testing till that. See you.